So here's my 1995 Ford LTS9000. There's been some people asking me the story behind this truck and how I ended up with it. So why is this an LTS9000 instead of an L9000? Well, you'll notice that the truck has a setback axle and therefore the bumper is on an angle. So because of the setback axle, that's where the S comes in. LTS for setback axle. So it's a little bit different than a regular L9000. You can see the hood is shaped different. But at any rate, I ended up getting this. The company bought this truck used back, from the story I was told, back in 2000. And it was used in revenue service to deliver pickles into the Bronx, New York, with a short wheelbase, and with the addition of the setback axle, it made it perfect for doing that job. So this truck was used for delivering pickles in the Bronx. The biggest drawback to that, from what the drivers told me that used to drive this thing, there's a couple of them that still work for the company, is that it has this heavy leaf spring suspension on it, and it made it a rough ride. A lot of the drivers called it the backbreaker. So it was used up until 2007 and replaced with Volvos. The truck went from our transportation department to our farm department, because the company I work for has a farm department, a transportation department, and a food department. So it was transferred from the transportation to the farm. On the farm we grow soybeans, grain, so that's what this truck was used for, hauling grain and soybean. In 2018, the first truck show in our local area came around, and I wanted to have something to take there, so I decided to pick this truck, and you'll see why in a minute. So I spruced it up as best I could, took it to the show in 2018, and then it went back on the farm again. In 2019, the owner gave me the truck a month in advance because it was a trophy show that time around. So I spent a lot more time detailing it, getting it ready for the show. It was a great year in 2019. I actually won first place. I got to take it 3 laps around the New Jersey Motorsports racetrack in Millville, New Jersey, which is a race course track, but I got to take the truck for 3 laps on a racetrack. That was cool. And winning first place was just a bonus. So that's when, I saw there was a lot more potential for this thing. 2020, the shows were closed for what reason I can't say on YouTube because they'll censor it. And then 2021, I went back to the truck show. They changed the categories up, so the competition was a little bit more stiff, but I still ended up winning 3rd place. They did not allow trucks out on the racetrack because they just got done doing patchwork to it. So that brings us up to current. So the truck is now, we decided to get it painted. So in 2021, the owner retired it. I was afraid he was going to sell it, so I wanted to be the first one to get, to see what was going on with it, because he bought 2 trucks to update the fleet on the farm. He told me, don't worry about it, we'll make a deal with it later. And so fast forward to 2022, here I am with the truck, doing work to it. It's just fresh out of the paint shop. I got a brand new grill for it and bezel. This grill and bezel is from 5 Star, in case there was Ford guys also fixing up the same truck. That's where that came from, 5 Star. I had people comment about the Dayton wheels. Am I leaving them on there? Absolutely. I want to leave it, as original as I can, to some point and extent. So I will be leaving the Dayton wheels on there. I've been wrenching on diesel trucks for 33 years. So when I first started out, that's what I did right there. Dayton wheels. Some people call them spoke wheels, but they're Dayton wheels. So no biggie, they'll be staying on there. Originally, the truck did have a fuel tank on here at one time. It was about 5 or 6 years ago. It was converted to have a wet line on it and a PTO. I'll be leaving that on there. So I'm pretty happy with the paint job. The one thing I'm not happy about is I did have the frame and all that stuff detailed, and all you can see is white overspray over everything. So I would have hoped that they would have covered it up, but now I got to repaint the whole entire frame and all. So yeah. Also, it seems like I had this cleaned up, but as you can see, it's all full of white dust. So I gotta clean all this up again. White powdery dust everywhere. So I gotta clean the whole interior all up again. So one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to save this truck for the shows, it was a little rough when I got it, was because of what's under the hood. So let's take a look at that. So what's under the hood of this thing? Well, there you go. And again, I got to re-detail the engine. They got overspray all over that. I had the engine pretty much detailed, but oh, sigh. The work I got to do over again. But anyway, it's got a 3406E cat in there. So yes, that's factory. I got asked that question at the truck show back in 2019 if that was the original engine. Yes, it is. As you can see, it is stuffed in there, and it's so big that Ford had to actually put it in there on a slant. So very torquey truck. So that's where I'm at with this thing. I still got the bumper to put back on there. Still got reflectors to put back on there. I got to repaint the whole entire frame and engine all over again. I had stuff like this all done. You can see the white overspray on there, white overspray there. The body shop didn't really do me any favors as far as not covering anything up. So not too happy about that part, but they didn't charge me about it either. So hopefully, you know, we'll get this thing back together and go from there. So for those who've been following me on Facebook, I've been calling this project This Old Ford. So I'll just keep trudging along and painting everything back up and detailing it back up again like I had it. I've already started down here because that was all white overspray paint. You can still see it's up here, white overspray over everything. It's like, why? But alrighty, well, till the next time, I just wanted to talk about this old Ford, explain a little bit of history from it, and we'll see you guys next time around.